Hello, everybody, and welcome to All Sports Best in the Morning, sponsored by Fashion Eyeworks. I'm Trey Gonzalez here with Ruben Gonzalez, and we have a brand new setup, so we hope that you guys enjoy the audio, which you guys are hearing right now as we got things rolling. We appreciate you guys for listening to the show, and that is the reason we were able to upgrade a little bit. Ruben, Jimmy Butler on Media Day, I'm emo. If you saw that, he came in with like long hair, straightened out hair. He had piercings on his lips, on his nose, on his eye. What is it? Your eyebrow, right? Yeah. So this was something for the media day for the Miami Heat. I can imagine he's still a little bit annoyed the fact that Damian Lillard didn't get over to Miami. He went to the Milwaukee Bucks. It's for another conversation maybe. But Jimmy Butler did this last year in the form of like a reggae type of outfit, type of look. He had long dreads with like different colors. It was black and then it like faded into a brown. And the reason that he does this apparently is because he hates Media Day, or he did. And now he loves it because he knows that when he goes, they're going to take his picture and they're going to interview him and all of that stuff. The picture that they use at Media Day is the picture that they use all year long to like show who's in the lineup, to like talk about his stats and stuff like that. So he's able to do this and they have to use his picture all year long. I love this like idea and the fact that he kind of beat the system for this. What do you think about Jimmy Butler as an emo guy?
Yeah, it was really strange when I saw it. I thought for sure he's not really doing this like for real.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand why. And now that you say that, I still don't understand why. It's like, why would you want to look ridiculous all year long just because you're trying to beat the system? I don't know. I guess that doesn't make sense to me. But
well, I think it's because he just doesn't like media. Like, yeah. If you remember Marshawn Lynch, I'm only here so I don't get fined type of guy. They just like to play ball and that's it. Like they don't want to be out in front of everybody and doing everything. I know Jimmy Butler's more of a public figure than Marshawn Lynch was at that time, but now look at Marshawn Lynch, right? I think they do like the attention more than they want to admit, but at the same time, Jimmy Butler's, I don't know. I think I like him sometimes, and then other times I'm like, what are you doing? I heard a story about Jimmy Butler when he was with the Timberwolves, and the fact that, do you remember when he played with like the G League guys and beat the A-team guys?
No,
beat the starters. So apparently what happened was they weren't paying him the contract that he wanted. The Timberwolves needed him. He was obviously their best player, but they had Cat on their team, Karl Anthony Towns. They had Jeff Teague. They had maybe Andrew Wiggins at that time. So they had guys and they were paying them. Derrick Rose was on that team as well. And so he was like, I need to get paid. So he goes to practice. He doesn't practice for like whatever the trainings are for basketball, right? Like for like a whole month, he's not with the team. Then they start like the camps or whatever. He doesn't go for like a week and a half. Finally shows up, just gets stretched. That's them do their thing, work out, run. And I think Tom Thibodeau was the coach at the time. And apparently what happened was he was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna play. So he just got up, decided he wanted to play, and they called out the starters. He was on it, and he was like, no, I don't want to play with them. Because, they're obviously not my team. You're not going to pay me. That's not my team. So he jumped in with the G League guys, the guys that were going to get cut eventually, and he beat them like 13-4 or something like that, 15-4 or something like that in a pickup game. And then immediately after that, he went home and got on an interview with Rachel Nichols, and that's when we found out. So, guys, we're going to be right back. Stick around. We got more for you. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to All Sports Best in the Morning, right here on this Saturday morning, sponsored by Fashion Eyeworks. I'm Trey here alongside Ruben, and we saw history happen in the regular season. I'm excited about the postseason. We've got to talk about what our predictions are, what's going forward, and all of that stuff. But Ronald Acuna Jr. is the story of the year. I would say the story of the year after the Shohei Ohtani. Obviously, he's like everything that he's doing, people are taking for granted, I think, because we've got other storylines and we want to spread the love. But anyways, regardless, Ruben, Ronald Acuna Jr., the first player in history ever, not since 1901, not since 1896, whatever, ever, to hit 40 home runs and steal 70 bases in a season. I think he ended up with like, what did he ended up with? Like 40 home runs and like 72 stolen bases or something like that. But
Something
this
like that.
guy is different. He's built to be a superstar. He embraces the role, and Atlanta absolutely loves him, and for a good reason.
Yeah, he's really good. I can't say anything bad about him. I can understand how they have so many good players on that team. I mean, we're going to talk about the playoffs. We're going to talk about all that stuff. But I know in their team, they set the record, I think, for home runs because they have like 5 or 6 guys that hit over 25, 30 home runs or something. And so, yeah, it's they're good. And he's like the leader of the group.
This is the team that's easily the favorited spot, the favorited squad in the MLB playoffs. Acuna Jr. obviously leading them. Like you said, they led the league in home runs. I wanted to try and bring up all of the home runs because you look at their lineup and it's like 1 through 9, or actually 1 through like 11, like guys that aren't even in the starting lineup for game 1. What is it, on Saturday, right? Or today, that he's obviously not even leading in home runs on that team. And they have, I think everybody in the top 9 have double-digit home runs, and maybe 10 and 11 have at least close to that, or maybe even double digits. So, I mean, we're talking about a team that's got explosive bats, and still, I know that they're supposed to win it all. I've expected them to do really well, but I still don't think they win it all. I feel like a story like this comes to an end in the playoffs every time that it happens. We see fireworks from another team. Teams get hot. The Braves have been on a bye from the first thing, which is great for them in terms of pitching. But I just feel like it's almost too good to be true.
Well, sometimes you have a team that's idle too long, and then you think, well, shoot, they are just getting practice in. They're not really getting game ready and stuff like that. But they'll figure it out. You know, whatever, like people are hurting or need a little bit of time off, you know, it's going to help them out and stuff. They're going to be there at the end. I hate to say it, but it's going to be tough.
So if they face off against the Dodgers, you're taking the Braves if you bet your house on it.
No, I'm not taking the Braves because I wouldn't bet against the Dodgers.
Okay, so you would bet the Dodgers with your house.
Yeah.
Against the Braves.
I'll
Really?
Bet my house.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, guys, we're going to be right back. Stick around. We got more for you right here on All Sports Best. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the All Sports Best in the Morning Show, sponsored by Fashion Eyeworks. I'm Trey here alongside Ruben. We got new equipment. We appreciate you guys for listening to the show. It is because of you that go and subscribe on YouTube, that go and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff that makes this possible to be able to upgrade our system and sound better. Hopefully you guys are getting that over on your end as well. Ruben, the postseason bracket has been updated after, after Wednesday night. And it could have been updated after Thursday night, but it never happened because all of the wild card rounds swept. It was really cool to watch, but at the same time, there was a little bit of boringness. I think the Texas Rangers, the Tampa Bay Rays series was really lame. That one stunk. The Rangers ran away with that one, which is great for them, but I don't think that there was any real excitement in that series personally. You got the Minnesota Twins, a 3 seed facing off against the 6 seed Blue Jays. You think that something better is going to come out of the Blue Jays. It does not. And George Springer, Vladdy, Bo Bichette, all of these guys that are these young superstars that are supposed to make something happen in the postseason don't make it happen. Carlos Correa and the Twins take it and move on to the next round. The Arizona Diamondbacks, my series, the one that I really cared to watch, they face off against the Milwaukee Brewers. There was so much like anxiety and stress and all of that involved in that because obviously rooting for the D-backs was a thing that I've been doing for a long time in my life. The D-backs came out on top. Pitching was huge, but bullpen was bigger, and there was some clutch hits. And Evan Longoria at 68 years old making plays over at third base. So that's huge. D-backs advance in a sweeping fashion. And then the Miami Marlins, Trevor Rogers-less, that stinks, but they could not do it against the Phillies. They get swept, but they were in Philadelphia, so I'll give them that. And Ruben, I would have loved to see Trevor Rogers get into a game there. I was really hoping that he'd be like healthy around this time, but hopefully next year he'll be good to go. the Phillies advance. That's an exciting team. I think they're dangerous even against the Braves coming up. So what'd you think? Best series of the wild card?
The best series of the wild card that I thought probably was, I would probably have to say the Rangers and the Rays, just because everyone was expecting the Rays to win. The Rangers finished the season really, really weak. They lost most of the rest of their games just to kind of, I guess you'd say, just stumble into the playoffs. And so to me, that was the most exciting. I'm not a big
easily the most boring series.
I'm not a big Diamondback Brewers fan on that respect, but I like to see the Rangers go far and make it to the World Series.
I'm just still baffled that you said the Rangers after I just said it was the easiest boring series. They won the second game by like 1 billion runs. They won the first game, it was like by 4 runs. It was not close. It was not fun. We'll be right back, guys. All Sports Best. Hey, guys, welcome back to All Sports Best in the Morning, sponsored by Fashion Eyeworks. I'm Trey here with Ruben. We appreciate you guys for checking out the show. This is the final segment of the morning, but guys, go follow us or subscribe on YouTube. You can catch more content, the podcast with Coach Cale Sanders, to get some insight on the football team and some other things that we talk about as well, and other content you hopefully will love. Ruben, the postseason bracket is set for the NL and ALDS, so the division series are ready to rock. Let's talk about the first series that comes up on the bracket, the Twins versus the Houston Astros. The only storyline there is Carlos Correa taking on his old team, and the fact that the Twins have won their first game in the playoffs since like 2001 or something crazy.
Yeah, it's been like over 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or 2005. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that series only because I'm hoping, I mean, I've got the Astros winning and moving on in that series.
Yep.
But I'd really like to see the Twins catch fire and beat them, just because I'm sick of the Astros doing well in the playoffs.
Sure. And I feel like, so we've got it's like the lesser of two evils. We've got Carlos Correa in a new spot, made $5 bajillion moving over to the Twins in Minnesota. But the Minnesota Twins fans, I think, deserve this. They've been pretty true. I only know one guy here in Carlsbad that's a Minnesota Twins fan.
Oh, really?
Josh McCormick is that guy.
Okay.
So used to play ball with him here at the high school.
Josh.
Shout out Josh McCormick. And he has always liked him. He wears the hat, he'll like, if I ask him, I remember asking him this a long time ago. So every time I see the Twins do well, I'm like, hey man, you watching the game? And so anyways, them against the Houston Astros, I don't think there's a shot. I'll be honest. I know that the Astros kind of found their way into the playoffs, and they were like, let's maybe make the wild card. And then, I guess we're winning the division. I don't know if you noticed that. It was kind of crazy. It took some losses on other sides.
Well, that was because the Rangers, like I said, had a bad end of the season. Lost like 3 of the last 4.
Mariners, right? Because it's all in the same division.
Right.
Then you move over to the Texas Rangers, Ruben. Rangers versus the Baltimore Orioles. Are the Orioles that good, the 1 seed in the AL, that the Rangers would be in like serious worrying position?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, they've got to stay hot and on fire after that wild card division. Who knows? They could just go back to being them again at the end of the year and just wimp out. But
yeah,
I predict that they're going to beat the Orioles, just because I feel like the Orioles, even though they're the division winner, they're the number 1 seed, all that other good stuff, they don't have the experience in the playoffs. And I know the Rangers really don't either, but the Orioles haven't been there in so long. I feel like Rushman, is it Rushman? Is that
Adley Rushman?
Rushman. He's a stud, but I think, you know what? They're just going to have
one
a hard
guy
time.
is a stud. I mean, the Rangers have Corey Seager, and if you put two guys against each other, I know, but I'm saying you're putting their best players against each other. I think that the Rangers have a core that's pretty hard to like ignore. Absolutely. But I do see that the Orioles have Kyle Bradish as their ace, and I'm like, dang, that's cool. He came from New Mexico State. Arizona versus the Dodgers. We have about 30 seconds left. I made the crazy thing of thinking that the D-backs have a chance. The Dodgers clearly should be the team to win this. I mean, the payroll is absolutely outrageous to even think that the D-backs could make this work, but I don't know. We'll see. And then the Phillies versus the Braves. I'm going to take the Braves because why would you not? Like, that would be a dumb bet the other way, but man, would it be cool if the Phillies found a way. Catch us tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. right here.